Hello, everyone. I just wanted to discuss a book I just finished. I haven't done one of these in a long time because I kind of stopped doing them, but I just wanted to discuss one that I just thought was absolutely horrible, and which is kind of a shock because knowing me, you know that I only really watch movies or read books that I think are going to be really, really good, and this one was not good, and I actually gave it 2 stars out of 5. I believe it's the rating system, 2 out of 5, which is really odd for me and rare for me to give a book 2 stars. So the book I read was called Girl A by Abigail Dean. And it's about a girl who grows up in like a house of horrors, and basically she's abused and tormented by her father, and her mother doesn't do anything to really stop it, kind of, and she just kind of goes along with it, even though she may be suffering from abuse herself. And so it's just kind of, but the thing is, the writing is just so sloppy. It is all over the place. It has like a weird timeline. So like all of a sudden we're in the present moment where she's figuring out what to do with her estate and her house, and then all of a sudden we're back in the past, and it just jumps back and forth with no real warning that it's going to jump. And then also the chapters, what I also didn't like was that the chapters are divided up into like the siblings' names, so they have each of the siblings' names and they each get like a chapter devoted to them, but there's hardly any mention of the siblings in the chapter. It's all about Girl A and her life, basically. And I think it would have been much more well written if the chapters say like one of her siblings' name was Ethan. If Ethan would have narrated his own chapter. So like if he would have been the narrator of his chapter, and then her sibling like Delilah, if they would have had it coming from like their own points of view rather than Girl A narrating, because it starts off, she mentions their lives a little bit growing up, but then it's like, that's it. Then it goes back to her talking about her life in the present, Girl A. And there's no real mention of her siblings and what they're up to. So it's like, it was really, I think it would, like I said, it would have been much more enjoyable to read if it would have come from the character's point of view. Like, okay, we're going to talk about Ethan, and Ethan's going to talk and say what he experienced growing up from his butt. There was like none of that. So I just think, and it was like all over the place. It was really, really hard to follow. How these characters get introduced that really have nothing to do with the story. Like Girl A, her name is Alexandra. She's a lawyer, and she works for this company called Devlin, but it's hard to tell like if Devlin is the name of the company or if it's like her actual like boss's name. So it's never really clear, like, because she always mentions Devlin, and it's hard to tell if Devlin is her company name or if it's the woman she's working for and such. So like I said, it's like all over the place, and all of a sudden she's in London, and then all of a sudden she's here, and then she's over here, and it's just like, it's like all over the place. It is really hard to follow. I mean, I had heard that it was good. That's why I read it, because it was really kind of big when it first came out a few months ago. But now I'm just like, my head is like kind of hurting a little bit trying to follow all that. I can't believe I did not DNF it because it was just so bad. But I'm like, I'm gonna finish this. But yeah, like I said, I gave this book 2 stars out of 5 just because it was just all over the place. I mean, if anyone else can follow this book better, but kudos to you. But I looked on like reviews on this website Goodreads that I use, and it seems like everyone like had the same exact opinion as I did, that the writing is all over the place, and like with the timeline, it's hard to follow. It reminds me of a Jodi Picoult's book, one of her books that she wrote, and where she did the backwards timeline, and it was like really not good because she went backwards in time rather than forward. So it's like, I know a lot of writers like to use that style, and it's like really popular, but it's hard to follow, and it doesn't make it like easy to read, and it just leaves the readers confused more than anything. It's like you don't even spend the book like enjoying it. You are spending half the book trying to figure things out, and it's like, no, this is why I read, so I can take myself away and enjoy myself, but I'm going to be spending half the book trying to figure out who this character is and how they are here, and like, oh yeah, and then also in Girl A, there are some big like some plot twists kind of, but there's not really any big momentum. It's like you kind of can see them coming, and it's just kind of like, okay, kaboom. here it is. Like, so there's not really any big, thing there. So it's like, that still so was kind of like a little bit of a bummer kind of thing for me. But now I'm going to read from the library this book called Are You Enjoying? It's like stories from Pakistan. Like, so I'm part of this other book club called Literati, and you can pick like one book each month, and they have like it's like an app, and you can discuss a book on the app with other people who are reading the books, and if you want to, you can add on another book, or you can just or just stick with the one. But I'm borrowing this one from the library. Malayla's book. Layla has a book club, and she read this like last month, 2 months ago, or whatever. So I'm gonna probably try and jump on the conversation as I read it, even though it's a couple months old. But she picked it, and it's supposed to be like a really good book, like stories from like funny stories from Pakistan and everything like that. So it'll be a little bit different, and it's short. It's only 191 pages, so it shouldn't take me long to read. But yeah, I just wanted to jump back on here and do another book review because, like I said, I never give books 2 stars. It's a very rare occurrence when I do. So yeah, I just want to let you know I don't like every book that I read. Contrary to belief, people think that I love every book and I finish every book that I read, but that Girl A was a struggle, and I'm hoping this one is a lot better. Change of pace a little bit. And then I think I'm going to borrow from the library soon. I'm going to get back into the, I might read another, like, book. I've been going back and forth from Kindle to actual book format, so I have to pick another book on my app here. But then pretty soon I'm going to download from the library again. It just expired. I have to re-download it. The Sookie Stackhouse series. I started reading those years and years ago, and then I just stopped reading them. I don't know why. I kind of forgot about them because I was reading them when the show was going on, and then once the show ended, I just kind of haven't finished. But I think I might need to pick that series back up again because that's fun and entertaining, quick reads. So I'm going to get back into that. But yeah, so that's what's kind of coming up here. Thank you for watching. Like I said, Girl A, 2 stars from me, Abigail Dean. Check it out if you really would like to, but I highly don't recommend this book. Thank you.